I'm in the souks of Marrakesh and I'm bartering. In fact, I'm haggling over about 20p off of a fridge magnet. And it was like I was doing some kind of like £1 million deal. But I was in the moment. I was having a lovely time. I was in the real Marrakesh. And that is really what we need to bring to your marketing, not the polished version of you, the real you. That's what your customers really want to see. Welcome to What's That Got to Do with Marketing, where we start with a story you did not see coming. It might be fun, could be funny, or even a little bit frantic. But in the end, it will all make sense, leaving you with a takeaway, a to-do, or a transformational way forward. And I'm your host, Victoria. And you, my friend, are here for unlikely lessons and unforgettable marketing advice, just for small B2B expert-led business owners. Let's get into it. Last year, I went to Marrakesh and I went with a couple of friends and it was for her big 4-0. So we did it for a surprise because I thought there would be nothing better than seeing this particular friend who loves a giggle, nothing better than just popping her up on a camel and seeing how she got on. So off we went to Marrakesh and we had a fabulous time. I cannot deny it. We stayed outside the main centre of Marrakesh in an all-inclusive hotel. We had a lovely apartment, and just outside our apartment was our own swimming pool that served just our block, very VIP. We had some lovely food there at the all-inclusive. There was a hammam on site, so we went and did a little bit of that. And we got our own VIP driver, gorgeous car, air-conditioned, and he took us around to see the sights. We came home having felt like it was a really great break, lots of laughs, great time, good food, but I wasn't pulled to go back there again. There was nothing in me that thought, had such a great time in Marrakesh that, it's inspired me to go back. Yes, absolutely we'll go away with the friends again, but to that location, probably not. Now, fast forward, I get home and I tell my sister about my trip to Marrakesh. And do you know one of those moments when your family, they're not angry with you, they're just very disappointed. And that's exactly what my sister felt about my trip to Marrakesh, because I had promised her that we would go as sisters because we do a sister trip every year. So when she's seen that I've been to Marrakesh with some other friends, she's not altogether that happy. But I say, I'll go with you as well. So this year, me and my sister, we headed off back to Marrakesh. Only this time we did it very differently. Instead of opting for the all-inclusive big resort outside of the city, we went for a traditional riad right in the heart of Marrakesh. It was absolutely phenomenal. The staff there were incredible. They were from Marrakesh. They treated us like we were family. We were invited to go anywhere we wanted to within the riad. There were little tortoises wandering around, amazing traditional food in the riad. It was just fabulous. And when we were so close to the center, we were able just to kind of walk in, which was fantastic because not only are we just walking into the center, but we're walking in amongst the locals that are, guiding their donkey full of all of the fruit and veg that they're planning to sell in the markets that day. And it was just a really amazing experience. And then I find myself in the souks of Marrakesh, haggling away with the shopkeeper over what is about 20 pence for a fridge magnet. But I'm so in the moment, so involved in what I'm doing that it feels just like the right thing to do. It's what everyone's doing. We went quad biking out in the desert. And I'd like to say that we were going crazy over the sand dunes, but absolutely not. We were right at the back. Everyone else was in front of us. No one to eat our dust as we went along at about 3 miles an hour on a quad bike, with our hair wrapped in cloth, looking very, very cool, of course. We did so much authentic stuff. I'm not sure that quad biking is kind of authentically Marrakesh, but it's what you do. But we did do a lot of authentic stuff, and just going out into the town and trying to get a glass of wine near a mosque, near on impossible. So I'm sipping something that I can only describe as tasting a little bit like cough mixture. But hey, we're in Marrakesh. We do what we do. When in Rome, as they say. So I had a absolutely fabulous, fabulous, fabulous time. And all I can say is I am left feeling like I've not finished there. I'm not done. I want to go back. It was magical. It was real. And so different to the first trip when I went into kind of what was quite a commercialized environment in an all inclusive hotel. And that's what this episode has got to do with marketing. Your customers, they don't want to see the fake, polished version of you that has been curated just for them. They want to see you. They want to see the real you. They want to see the raw, unpolished version, the one that shows them who you are, what you stand for, how you help them. So if you are a little bit sweary, why hide that? If you're a bit quirky, don't hide it. If you're a bit fun, be that person. That's what people connect with. They connect with the experience of you and your business. They don't connect with all of that polished marketing stuff. So that's what I really want you to think about from this episode. So for me, authenticity is your fast track to sales when you can truly be who you are. So hide, if you're hiding behind that polish, that exterior, and worrying that, are they actually going to like the real me? Are they actually going to appreciate what I do? What if the competition come out of the woodwork and say what I'm talking about is absolute rubbish? What if people think that I'm not an expert or I'm not good enough? So all of those things can hold you back. It's pushing past it and proving to yourself it doesn't matter. Being you, being unapologetically you, being the authentic version of who you are, that is what you need to bring into the environment so that your customers can really connect with you, because people do business with people. So yes, on the face of it, you might be a brand, but underneath, it's people that make brands come to life, and you are that person to make yours come to life. Um, and the other thing I just want you to really think about is the fact that we do, well, all of us as humans, we interact with experiences. So just like what I've showed you today in my story of Marrakesh, it's all about the experience. That is what brings it to life. So not only should you be unapologetically you, but you should bring about an experience that your customers can really enjoy, that your customers can get value from. So let me give you some examples of this. So you're in an experience right now. You're experiencing me. Some of you watching this now will think she's an absolute knob, and I'm all right with that. You're not my people. And other people will think, do you know what? She's all right. She knows what she's talking about. Welcome, you guys. Welcome. And I'm all right with that. It's all good. You will find that some people will be drawn towards you, some people won't be. And just accept that being a little bit Marmite is a good thing. Some will love, some will hate. But if you're just going to be, middle of the road like everyone else, then you're not really going to stand out. You're going to stand for nothing. And then how do you actually attract people if you're just kind of middle of the road? So just be you, people. Just be you. Now, let's get back to this thing about experiences. Now, as you would have heard if you've listened to my other podcasts, I always talk about 7 to 15 interactions. And that's what it takes for somebody to get to know a brand. 7 to 15 interactions is what it takes for somebody to know, like, and trust you. So I'm not going to bang on about that too much. But what I do want to say is when you give somebody an experience, I like to think of that as accelerating the process of the relationship. So normally 7 to 15 interactions might be several social media posts, several emails, seeing you several times at, I don't know, different events that you go to. So it takes a long time to clock those interactions up. But when you put on an experience for someone, I reckon it stands for about 5 touch points all in one. So if you think about the fact that you're trying to build 7 to 15, by simply putting on an experience for someone, you're getting 5 straight away. We are nearly there, because if they like you from that experience, then they've had a deeper understanding of what you're all about, how you help them. And if they like you, they're much more likely to move forward at pace. Okay. So it's basically speeding up the fast track to getting more leads in for your business if you can create that experience for them. Now, you might be sitting there thinking, well, Victoria, that's all well and good, but how do I do this? Like, how do I create this experience for them? No one's inviting me onto their podcast. No one's asked me to do a keynote speak. No one's asked me to do any of that stuff. So, how am I going to create this experience? Yeah, absolutely. Getting on a podcast, going and being a keynote speaker somewhere, that's definitely going to create experiences for you. And that will absolutely like give you those minimum of 5 interactions when you've actually held that. But here's the thing. Do you need a permission slip for you to create your own stage? Do you need someone to tell you that it's okay for you to go and create your own experiences? No, you do not. Back yourself and make your own stage. You can do that. Nothing's stopping you from doing it. And it doesn't have to be kind of all the bells and whistles. There's so much that you can do. I'm doing a podcast. It's something I've wanted to do for a little while. I'm finally doing it. And I'm pleased that I am because this is creating a stage. You can do the same. But if you don't want to go down the route of actually, committing to a podcast, you can run a webinar. Set up a webinar about a topic that your customers really want to hear about, something that helps them, something that moves them forward, and set your own stage. Invite them along to it. You can do something along the lines of creating a boot camp or some kind of experience or event where people spend a few days with you, maybe just for half an hour or an hour a day. And you help them to make progress on those few days to the point where they've got to know you so much that when you say at the end to them, look, I've got you this far, but I want to take you even further. And this is how you do that. And this is my offering. And this is how much it costs. They're much more likely to buy from you because you've created a really good experience. You've elevated yourself in their mind. You're on a pedestal. Your personality, your capability, your experience, you are on a pedestal now to them. So they will naturally want to then go further and take that next step with you. And a significant percentage of those people that have been with you on that experience will go forward. Now, it doesn't even need to be a webinar or a boot camp or a podcast. It could be that you record some video footage or you record some really nice, helpful videos or a video series. Again, that is your stage. And when somebody's spending time with you where they can see you, your personality, what you stand for, that is also going to accelerate that relationship with them. There's all sorts of things you can do, free challenges. You can do some behind the scenes stuff even. Behind the scenes stuff's awesome because that's really the unpolished version of you, especially if you let it be. And again, let that behind the scenes stuff really be unpolished, not something that you've really curated for them. Just, again, unapologetically you. I can't say that enough. You do not need permission from anyone to create your own stage. So just get out there and do it. Okay? So here's some key things that I want you to think about, some key actions that you can take from today. First of all, think about where are you actually polishing yourself up instead of being the raw you, the person that you are. Are you trying to be someone that you're not? Are you trying to kind of mirror another figure, maybe somebody that's much more in the public eye? Are you trying to be more like them than just being yourself and being authentic? That's the first thing. I want you just to maybe go through some of your content, go through what you've produced so far. Make sure that you're being you. That's the first thing. And if you're not, what needs to change to make it you? The second thing I'd like to have a little think about is what can you design this week, not next week, this week, that is maybe a 15-minute experience. That could be going live on one of your social media channels. That could be setting up a webinar. Whatever it is, what can you do that gives a 15-minute experience of who you are and your expertise and helping your ideal customers in some way? So that is your task. That is your challenge, to create something that's about 15 minutes. Okay. Then, once you've done that and you've got a little bit of confidence behind you, I want you to think about something that you can do that's a little bit on a bigger scale. So, can you go and find a way to be a keynote speaker on stage? Can you put together a nice, long webinar of an hour or 90 minutes that helps people to take a key step forward that they'll then want to buy the next step from you? Can you perhaps put together some kind of challenge or boot camp? So, really think about experiential marketing. That's what I call this. Because, as I say, if you really do give people that special experience, just like Marrakesh did for me, then they will want to come back again and again and again. And it will be you that they always want to buy from. And as always, there is help for you from me. And all you need to do is head over to allstarmarketing.com/resources. And you'll find a great little template on building experiences because, mark my words, this stuff really does work. Don't be afraid of it. Get over there. Go to the resources page, grab that little gem out of there. And I will see you next time on What's That Got to Do with Marketing?